So if we could now segue out of traditional firms and look at, because there are modern firms in accounting that are coming about, because they're starting to realize that because they were able to rely on those old traditional methods, there's a lot are still kind of stuck there, but some of them are starting to wake up and realize, oh my gosh, there's this digital thing going on over there, and there's these other things that we could be doing, and maybe we should be doing, because they're starting to see some other modern firms growing quite quickly. And so, what are you guys seeing as some of the approaches that the modern accounting firms are using to grow?
Yeah, well, on my end, what we see at Ninestone is that there's a lot more emphasis on SEO, so search engine optimization, organically finding the services that an accounting firm can provide, including business advisory services. There's a lot more focus on content marketing, writing about these services. We're leveraging social media like LinkedIn. We're using PPC advertising to get in front of the right kind of folks, especially as we're thinking about expanding geographies. So if a firm, an accounting firm, doesn't have a footprint in a specific geography, but they want to offer a service and they think that there's an opportunity there, how do they get into that space faster than an SEO play? PPC can really help with that. So those are a number of things. We're actually seeing digital play a much stronger, or I guess have like a more important role in the overall mix in terms of bringing in new business over time. But it really then becomes a capacity issue, right? If you're bringing in more qualified leads from an additional channel, and sometimes we can scale that up really quickly. Neil, we almost always run into, how are we going to talk to all these people?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think when you look at the landscape traditionally, right, it's fed to the partners. Anything that's coming in is going to the partners, right? But when you're looking at how some of these more strategic and modern firms are approaching growth, it's once you leverage marketing and once you have marketing in place and have leaders and people in place, and you want to start focusing on growth initiatives, I see more folks hiring BD, right? So we're just going to bring somebody in that's going to do business development, and they're going to do a bunch of stuff. But the reality is that nobody knows exactly what BD should be doing. And so, they hire BD and they say, okay, well, we need them to go out and generate new business. We need them to talk to the leads that are coming in. We need them to help the partners with their opportunities. And what it's morphed into over the years is what I've seen is business development basically becomes the quarterback. So all the opportunities that are coming into the firm, I need BD to be a part of that. And so I'm going to work as BD for the partners, the firm, the opportunities that are coming in. I'm helping coordinate meetings. I'm helping run the first calls. I'm helping qualify. I'm helping to put the proposals together. And sometimes I'm putting the team together. Sometimes I'm running the whole process. And then I'm also generating some level of new business, right? So new conversations coming in the firm based on my own efforts. And so what I find is this kind of hybrid role of origination and what we're calling enablement, right? How are we enabling our firm to grow? And so business development has been traditionally focused on origination, but what we're seeing is, to your point, Alex, it's once we get the leads coming in and once we get the opportunities coming in, they have to go somewhere and someone has to manage them and someone has to be thinking about them all the time. And so we need somebody internally to be managing that. Right. And that's where I see business development moving into more, other than, because traditionally marketing's filled that gap where, we're getting website leads, we're getting inbound calls, they're funneled kind of through marketing, and then marketing divvies those up out into the partners based on what they need. But now we're seeing it more going to a business development enabler to where like, hey, like let me qualify them, let me see what's going on, let me get some communication. And then whenever they're ready to talk to a professional, then I'll bring that professional in and we'll help them move them through the pipeline. And then I'm managing CRM and updates and things like that, right? So it's changing into this kind of inbound business development model is what we're seeing.